Welcome back to another episode of Mr. and Mrs. Smith podcast. We are so happy that you have decided to join us. We appreciate the support that we have already received and all those that have reached out through text, DM, letting us know you guys are listening and watching. We really appreciate it. It's a ton of fun for us to do, and we really enjoy venting to a camera and talking.
And giving him a bad time.
Yeah.
And
so
you can't get in trouble.
It's worked out well for everybody. So I just want to say thank you guys. So if you haven't done it already, like and subscribe, please, please, please. We really appreciate that. If you're listening on audio, leave us a review. It really helps bump it up so more people can laugh at me while she makes fun of me. So,
thank you so much.
Yeah,
and if you have questions or stuff you want us to talk about, let us know.
Yeah, we're pretty open. So,
Yeah.
All right, let's get into it.
All right, so today we're going to talk about parents' worst fears,
Okay.
which I think all parents can attest from probably the positive pregnancy test. You have fears. They sneak up on you and they hit you across the face.
Yeah. Remember when you found out you were pregnant with Matthew? And you're like, oh my gosh, a boy! What am I going to do? I only had a sister.
Yes, I did freak out, but I freaked out before then. I freaked out when I had a positive pregnancy test that there was some living thing floating around inside my tummy. Like,
yeah.
Like,
That's like a woman thing. I don't mean it to be like, that's just a woman thing.
so let's not talk about it?
No. We can talk about it, but that's not like a fear of parenting. That's a.
Because moms aren't parents?
No, never mind.
See?
You're not understanding what I mean. You
Mouth.
don't get it. No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, really?
That should be a Mom Bet Corner subject because it's specifically geared towards you and mothers. I can't associate with that feeling because I've never had a human inside of me.
What if there was something alive?
Like a parasite?
Yeah. I mean, would you be like, oh?
Go continue with your pregnancy test.
No, that was it. It's just like, that's when it started. And then, and then I was very nervous to have a boy because I did not have brothers and a little scared.
Yeah. You were really scared, actually. It was quite funny. It was. Like,
Okay.
You'll be fine. Like, no. Nobody knows how to parent, right? You don't know how to do it until you do it. And
Right.
theoretically, the more kids you have, the better you get at it.
Is that what you think?
I said theoretically.
What do you think?
Do I think that's true? In areas, for sure. Yeah. In certain areas. Then there's a tipping point. So you got too many, and you're like, bro, I don't even know what to tell you. I hope you make it.
I feel like there's so many other factors that could go into that, like the age you become parents, like when you start having kids, when you end up having kids, if you get tired, if you're just a shitty parent.
Right, but you didn't have that fear the moment you felt they found out McKenna was in your body, right?
Correct.
So you get better with the experience, like most things in life.
Well, you know what to expect.
And for that portion, yeah, you do, because you've experienced it already, right? So you have a guide or a baseline or an idea of what being a parent is like after you've already had one. I'm not trying to say we figured it out or we got it figured out or anybody has it figured out.
Well,
It's not my
no,
point.
because then God throws you a curveball and then
Gives
you
you a McKenna.
realize, gives you a McKenna, but also you realize that every kid is different. Every kid.
Yeah.
And parenting them is different, the whole thing. And you really do have to parent different. Well, you should parent.
I'm just saying that's what we did. Well, that's not fair because we have set rules that we go by regardless of the child, but we also parent specific situations and instances different per child, right? So you have the baseline, the outline of what it's going to look like, and then all the audibles and the asterisks that you have to put in there when you're like, dang, I'm going to figure that out quick, right?
We figured out a lot quick. We thought we were on Easy Street, and then we had another one. And then I was like, what the hell? And it took a long time to have that third one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which was a different experience because you're older and, you know.
For many reasons. She also falls in between the other two on
Right.
difficulty.
She's not like one or the other.
Right.
3 very unique children.
They really are.
Had, yeah.
I would assume that everyone feels that way about however many children they have.
I mean, I try not to assume, but.
I'm over you playing Switzerland over here. Come on, you have an opinion or you don't. Are you hot, you cold, or you lukewarm?
No, I was just trying to think of people that I know with multiple kids and my interactions with them and if they're similar or not. And it's not, I can't find people like, oh, they have, a boy and a girl 3 years apart that are the same, right? That act the same, behave the same. So I think it helps, or is different maybe if you have two boys that are close together in age, going to be pretty similar, right? Would be my guess. Or if you have two girls close to the same in the same age, they're probably going to be pretty similar. But when you have our kids, or the situation that we have with boy, girl, and then a gap. And
I've never wanted a buzzer so bad in my life.
Why?
Like, hello, we know people. Like, example, just off the top of my head, Georgia and Frankie, two girls, and obviously just we can go off the first 6 months of Frankie, but they're completely different. Two girls close in age.
She's a 6-month-old baby.
I know, but totally different baby than Georgia was. I'm not saying good, bad, and different. It's just they're different.
They're very similar as babies.
Lies.
No, what? Okay. This is why I'm your favorite uncle and will always be your favorite uncle, because your aunt over here is mean.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just saying they have different personalities.
Okay.
They have amazing personalities, both of them, but they're different.
They are different, yes. I wasn't talking about identical twins that act and breathe and talk the same and think the same.
We're really getting into it this week.
Yeah, you are on one today.
I'm on one. You just, you're going off on this tangent.
Stay on topic, okay? We're talking about other people's kids. We're not talking about me right now. I was just getting, this is what happens when I actually have an opinion on something. Apparently it's wrong.
I didn't even say it was, yes, I did say it was wrong.
Yeah,
no,
here's my opinion. Shut up, it's wrong. All right.
Fake buzzer.
Yeah.
I need a buzzer sound.
No, you don't. You just
I
cut
should
me
get
off.
one of those. Oh, what's the guy's name from The Hangover? I'm blanking. But he has that, and it says funny things. I'm going to get one. Anyway, it says you've got mail when Hillary Clinton, he was interviewing her. That was funny. We're just not talking now. Okay, apologies. Anyway, basically, we were talking about parents' worst fears before the tangent. And like we were saying, from the beginning, there's fear that comes into your soul, right, that you worry about. Like, their first cold or, whatever it may be. You go on through the ages, and we can talk about other things. But we had a parent's worst fear moment a little less than 2 weeks ago. And I think you should explain the story, George. You know why? Because you at the phone call, so I feel like this is your time to shine. So I'm gonna just give you the mic, hand it back over.
All right. I'm gonna try to
digging a hole.
I'm gonna try to go through it chronologically and kind of the emotions that were in it as well. So if I get off base, feel free to get me back in. So it's like Sunday morning, 10 a.m.-ish, something like that, right? My phone rings, and it's the neighbor 3-4 houses down the street. So I answer my phone, and she says, hey, it's your neighbor. You need to, can you come outside? And I said, what? She said, can you come outside? She said, everyone's okay, but you need to come outside. And I said, all right. So I just threw a hat on my head and ran out the front door. I didn't say anything to anybody. And so as I go out the front door, coming down the driveway, turn to the right, I see McKenna's car on its side. And it doesn't really make sense, right? When you first see it, it doesn't make sense in the moment because we have a stop sign and then she's one house past the stop sign. There's no other cars around.
Right.
So nobody ran a stop sign. She didn't run a stop sign. So the visual and the picture of it was very, very strange and unclear in my head. And I ran down there 4.240 speed. I thought I was...
What does 4.240 speed mean?
4.2. So when you go to the NFL Combine, they time you in your 40-yard dash. You run a 4.2, you're like a top-end wide receiver, top-end cornerback. You're fast.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, so I was 4.240 down there, for sure. I don't even know my feet were hitting the ground. I was running so fast like the Road Runner,
It's impressive because you were in slippers.
I was in slippers. Yeah, I didn't even mention that. I was in my slippers because I was chilling Sunday morning. And anyway, so I run down there, and I'm trying to put the pieces together in my head, and I just see the car on the side, and the neighbor's out, and her son is out, and then one other person was leaving. One of the other neighbors was already leaving the scene, and she goes, she's okay, she's in her car. I tried to help her out of the car, and she didn't want to get out of the car. She just wanted me to call you. And I said, okay. And by that point, the other neighbor had already gone back home. And so I run around the side of the car. I think I went the long way around the car. I don't know why, but I went around underneath, and then I came to the front. And I look down and you just see your child sitting there, crisscross applesauce, but she's sitting on the driver's side window. So, and obviously very upset, right? No blood, doesn't look scary, like physically scary, like something was wrong, right? But just very emotional, obviously. And so I still have no idea what happened. Like I have no idea how did you just get into this situation, leaving the driveway, backing out, going less than 100 yards? How the hell are you on the side? And I bend down and I start to ask her, are you okay? She just looks at me and she goes, I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm so sorry. And I was like, why is she apologizing? She was more in that moment, I think, concerned about how I was going to react to the situation than my feelings of I don't care about any of these external things. I only care about you. And it was like visualize trying to talk to your child and they're stuck in a globe. And that's kind of how I felt at that moment. Like it's like you touch the glass and like, but you can't get your kid, right? And so I told her whatever, like you don't have to be sorry, obviously. Are you okay? Like, does anything hurt? Are you hurt somewhere specifically? And all hell had broken loose inside the car, right? There's Dutch Bros everywhere, right? Like week-old Dutch Bros cups flying all over the place, right? So it's pretty messy. And she said, no, I'm okay. And I didn't know this, but the neighbor had already opened the passenger side door, which is now on top. And that's how she talked to her and got my phone number. So she had already stood up once and opened the door. The neighbor told her, do not get out until your dad gets here, right? Like, and good for her. And so I just said, are you okay? Like anything bothering you, anything hurt? She said, no. And really, you don't really know in that moment anyway, if you're hurt, right? You're in such shock and the adrenaline rush. And so I opened the door for her up top and then she climbs out and then we have like this moment of like, I'm like, okay, you're checking her arms and like her torso, like, you know, doing the EMT dad thing. Because in these moments, right, these fears that you have as a parent, because every time when for me personally, and I think you're the same way, and most parents I would hope are like this, when your child becomes of age to start driving, like I had to sit her down and tell her, like every time you leave, that's a piece of my heart that is out there on the roads.
For sure.
Right? Like that's not just, you're not just going to your friend's house. And we have a lot of conversations about real life stuff, real situation stuff, car accidents, how quick they happen. You know, your fault, not your fault, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like life happens and it comes at you crazy sometimes. And so she's aware of how I feel like every time you go and leave. Oh, I'm just going to Dutch Bros. I'm just going to go to my friend's house, right? I'm just going to go pick up Taylor. I'll be right back. That's a 10-minute car ride, right? But now we have evidence of what can happen 30 seconds after you pull out of your driveway. So I'm kind of doing the whole, you okay, and hugging her, and she's obviously very upset, sobbing and whatever. And shout out to the neighbor. She was so kind. And I still had no clue what happened. I don't know how we're in this situation. How is your car sideways? And so by this point now I'm kind of conversating with the neighbor a little bit. And she's like, my son heard a crash upstairs. He looked out the window, he saw, and what happened is she went from the stop sign, through the stop sign, sneezes, covers her face, her eyes watery, and she yanks the wheel to the right. And she may have hit the gas at the same time, who knows? But there was a parked car on the street. And she hit that parked car at a perfect angle to where the front passenger side tire kind of went up and then it just slowly toppled, boom, onto its side. So almost flipping in slow motion is kind of how I'm thinking it happened, right? Big loud bang and then just kind of tilters over after that. So the damage on the car she hit isn't great damage that you would see in an accident where one car ends up on its side. So the angle that she had to hit that car had to be absolutely perfect. I don't think you could do it again if you tried to, right? That's how random this was. And she was, telling me, explaining to me, her son heard it, looked out, kind of saw it. She heard it and then ran outside and and it's her car. So it's right in front of her house. It's her car. Yeah. She could have been so mad. Oh. She could have been yelling and rightfully so, right? Your teenage daughter doesn't know how to drive, blah, blah, blah. She could have been yelling. She was the sweetest, calmest, most caring, concerning. It was almost her motherly instinct came out.
She really was.
Yeah.
And, just kept trying to tell McKenna, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know when I got the phone call from you.
I had probably been there 10, 15 minutes by then.
Like, I kind of was wondering where he went.
But that's how out of your mind you go, right?
Well, and then I looked at McKenna's location because I was like,
So you didn't make it very far.
and I was like, why are you still here?
Yeah.
Because really, it's just a few houses down. Like, she's not far. She's not even a football field length away. Like, it's close.
Yeah.
And which is even crazier that this car flipped over.
That's 3 houses.
Yeah, it's not far.
Yeah.
And
With a stop sign.
right.
Yeah.
And you, like, when you did call me, I was already getting my shoes on, and you said to come outside. And I was just like, okay. And that, I mean, just seeing a car on its side. And when I looked at it, as I'm like hurrying down the street,
4-2?
No,
Okay.
but because I'm just trying to process it. And our next door neighbor was on her way back and like to her house, and she was saying like, she's okay. And I was like, okay, thank you. But I'm thinking in my head, like, did someone hit her from the other direction?
Where's the other car?
T-bone her.
Where's the other car?
Like, that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
And which, of course, is super scary because I'm like, did someone just not stop at the stop sign and just like plow into her? Because that's what it looked. That like, how does the car get like that if it's not a seriously major crash? And by that time, the fire department was there and the police.
Yeah, so you were 10, 15 minutes behind me.
And right after is when the EMTs got there. So yeah, I definitely was late to the party, but still scary. And then she started crying. She had stopped crying, I'm assuming, because she wasn't crying when I first saw her, but she saw me and started crying.
Yeah.
And at that point, you just are trying to be like, it's okay. Like, you're alive. You're okay.
Yeah.
That's really what matters. And yeah.
Yeah, it really, I mean, it's a quick glimpse of reality of what can happen, and it really instantaneously puts perspective on a lot of things, right?
And traumatizing for all of us.
And traumatizing for everybody that was involved. Yeah, sure. So
we have great neighbors, and so again,
I'm telling you, they were
great.
so kind. They were so fantastic.
And stayed out with us like the whole time, like a few of them.
Yeah, they stayed out there the whole time. And so then I hear the sirens in the background, and I ask, is that us? And she's like, yeah, I've already called. They're on their way. Okay. So you got Brentwood PD that shows up, Brentwood Fire Department that shows up, Brentwood, the EMTs show up. We had a community service officer out there. This is how you know it's Sunday morning, ain't nothing going on, right? We had 2 patrol cars come through.
Well, and shout out to our small town. I think they don't mess around,
no,
and they're fast.
They were all there.
And it's like
no, it was absolutely great. The firefighters went through the back hatch, right, to turn the car was running the whole time, right? It was still in drive. No one thought of that. Should we turn the car off? Maybe take it out of drive. Nobody thought of that, and nobody was really worried about the car, obviously, at that point. But it's like, when you look back on it, like, of course it's still in drive. She's not thinking that way. Like, am I secured, right?
Right. Put it in park, turn it off.
Thank God for the Draper airbag that comes down off the ceiling that covers most of the window. That took the impact. Otherwise, she did have her seatbelt on, so I don't know if she would have banged against it, but nonetheless, even if the window shattered, it would have kept the glass off of her. So, all things considered, I think it was a slow enough roll to where the impact, really when the car came back on its wheels, that side was damaged, but not severely damaged, right? The window the mirror was broken.
Yeah.
But it was scratched all the way along the side, but it wasn't dented in, it wasn't banged up too bad. So, that's what led me to believe that there was just a slow roll over and like, oh my gosh. And then you can't stop it, you're just along for the ride at that point. So, she did get checked out by the EMTs there. They put her into the ambulance, did her vitals, and then released her back to us. She was okay. No blood. No, she wasn't bleeding at all, so not a scratch really on her. But the parent side of it was like, it was very intense while it was happening. And then, right, you see it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, you panic. But you have to find some calm in you during that time to get through it. Because the last thing I wanted to do was look at her and not be calm for her to have a reaction to me not being calm, right?
Right.
And I thought I nailed it. I was like, Academy Award for holding it together, Dad. And she said after, Dad, the terror in your face when you bent down to talk to me. And so it was just, that's how real it was. Like, I was scared of what I was going to see, right? I was scared, obviously, for my daughter that was in there. How was I going to get her out? Like, these are the things I'm going through. So it was a terrifying experience, but I wasn't even the main character in the experience, right?
Seeing your child, right?
No, 100%.
I don't even.
But then to think about it from her angle of being in the car by yourself, not really knowing how you got in this situation, all of a sudden you feel it rolling, you land, right? And now you're stuck there. She could have climbed out the top, but I'm very happy that the neighbor told her just to stay in the car. But at the same time, it's like you're in there until somebody comes to get you out, and then when that's one of your parents, I think it makes it a little bit more intense in the situation,
well,
right?
I mean, her first thought is like, I'm in so much trouble, like I'm scared.
Yeah.
But, well, I mean, her car is on its side, right? So the automatic
Yeah.
human side of it is like, I did something wrong to get to this
Yeah.
point. And I'm also surprised, side note, side quest, you pulled her out through the passenger side, correct?
Yeah, she climbed up the top.
I am surprised she did not just climb out the back.
Didn't even think about it. Never
Okay.
crossed my mind.
That's how I would think,
It
like,
was door. She's here. There's a door right above her. Open the door.
right, it's just, that's some climbing.
Yeah. Well, I gave you athletic children for a reason. Okay.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
So they could go the hard way out.
Yeah. So it was a lot. It was a lot happening.
sure.
And then the neighbors come out, and they were all so kind. They were telling stories about when they had rolled cars,
Yeah.
and their other kids have rolled cars, and it's
Right.
like, their kids are older than our kids,
Mm-hmm.
and we're the newest ones kind of to the immediate area.
Right.
We've been here for almost 5 years, but we're still the newest ones. So they all raised their kids here. Most of them were grown up and gone, and so they're telling us about on vacation how they rolled cars, and my son did this, and my daughter did this, and so they're trying to bring some levity to the moment, and like, hey, it's gonna be fine, and you guys are gonna get through it. And so definitely the biggest event that we've had as parents with one of our kids. I don't think there's anything that comes close to that experience.
Like, fearsome?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
I mean, your son going into the Marines, but yeah.
Right. Right.
I digress. But,
yeah. No, you're not wrong there.
well, I mean, it's just different. It's,
Right.
That's at least a controlled atmosphere. This, you're right. It's,
Yeah, but just hearing those
Scary.
things from them, and they were so nice to McKenna. And again, she could have been crazy. Like, we hit her mom's car out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't care about that car at all. She didn't care about McKenna's car either, right? She was like, these
no,
things,
she was awesome.
they
Just
come
like,
and go and whatever. And I was,
that's why you have insurance.
yeah, exactly. So, so then, we kind of, everything calms down, and we get to, tow truck comes, and they get the car turned over. They take the car away, and the police officers, everyone leaves, and then we're able to kind of, debrief a little bit from the moment, sit down and kind of talk about it and what happened and what were you thinking and what was going on and whatever. And she tells us a story, and she's like, I wish I had something better to say, like, and the running joke, right, in the family, right, Dad, you never sneeze in your elbow when you're driving, you never cover your mouth. Now, guess who's never going to cover their mouth again when they drive?
No, I think she just is going to have a different, maybe into her shirt. I don't know.
Maybe she'll
it'll be
stop
different.
driving. She'll pull over.
And when she sneezes.
When she sneezes.
I know. I heard her aunt telling her the other day to make sure you take your allergy medicine.
Oh.
So it's definitely going to be a joke. I mean, but
Yeah.
our family handles
Any situation with
yeah,
humor
right.
situation.
Anything can turn into, and
Yeah.
giving each other a bad time and whatnot. But it also is kind of healing. Like, okay,
Yeah.
nope, yep.
We have to laugh
Stuff
about it a little
happens,
bit.
and-
And so she rebounded pretty well.
I mean, her first thing is she wanted to get comfy clothes on because she was on her way to church.
Yeah.
She wanted to get comfy clothes on and just like come cuddle us in bed. Like
Yeah.
she just wanted to have her moment. But, and of course she was scared because, of course, anyone that, especially teenagers, oh my gosh, you got in an accident, like your parents are going to take you off their insurance or,
Right.
all of the things. So she was very worried about, lots of things like that. Not having a car.
Right.
She can't believe she did that to her car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It was a lot for
was a
sure.
lot.
So, and it's one of those where you're not prepared for it. It's just life is going to happen, and
yeah.
and we dealt with it. But she's doing okay. I think
She
that's
is.
important to
She-
touch on, that she's okay.
She's okay. We
Yeah.
did, the next day she was stiff and headaches, and so we ended up having to take her to the doctor and the chiropractor, and she does have a concussion and some whiplash, but overall she's doing pretty good. And just kind of, monitoring that, and she walks around with her blue light glasses on now more than she needs to, but whatever works.
Yeah.
And we talk about distractions. We've always talked about distractions with new drivers. We did that with Matthew and of course with her. And you literally the day before got into it with her over lip balm, or was it a couple days
No, it
before?
was the day. It was the kids who was driving us home.
And she wanted, which
Yeah.
she is actually a good driver.
She
I know.
did, yeah.
It's like side note with that. Like she actually is. But she went to reach for lip balm to put lip balm on, and you were upset with her because it's a distraction. Like she doesn't need to lip balm right then.
Not while you're driving. Wait till you get to where you're
Yeah.
going, or at least wait till you're at a stoplight.
And she wanted to argue about it.
Of course.
And I think that was like afterwards, it was, you know, when we're talking about it, it was like, you know, you were so upset with Dad about, you know, like,
Yeah.
why is that such a big deal to put Aquaphor on my lips when I'm driving? And it's like, well, it shouldn't be a big deal to sneeze either. Like,
Right.
you know, distractions happen, and sometimes you don't have control over, you know, a bodily function like sneezing.
Right.
But again, practice and stuff, you probably won't be turning the wheel when you sneeze, or, you know, there's
Weird. It was weird, but she did say after, like, wow, you were so right on all those little things that you would talk about constantly.
and her healthy fear, I think, now with driving
Yeah.
and being distracted. And I mean, she'll even yell at you if you're at a stoplight and like checking a text or something. Like she's just
Yeah.
like, nope, no distractions. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Which, you know what, sometimes God teaches us our lessons in very, very strange ways that we don't understand.
Yeah. And
And that's kind of
she's
how I
so
look at
blessed
this one.
that she's
Nobody
okay
was hurt.
because, yeah, that
No
could have
serious
been so much
injuries.
worse.
Yeah. She wasn't breaking the law, right? She doesn't have a penalty for driving after, you
And the
know.
officer was so great about that too. Like
Yeah.
he reiterated that multiple times so she understood. Like, it's
Yeah.
just because there's property damage, there has to be a
Report.
report.
Yeah.
Yeah, a report, but
Yep.
you're okay.
Yeah.
And because that is scary when you have everyone coming in, or when you get buckled into the gurney to go in the ambulance.
Yeah.
And, you know, we didn't have her go away at that time, but, you know, they have to check her out to make sure she's okay. So,
Yeah. And then it proves a little bit to her credit that, you know, she doesn't hide anything in her car either.
also true, because everything came out of that car.
Everything kept flying out of that car. So there was no bottle caps that came loose. You know,
No.
there was no vape pens in her car. So
No.
maybe, you know, all the things she
Definitely
says she
some Dutch
doesn't do.
Bros.
Lots of Dutch Bros, which we know about.
What we do, but
Right.
I mean, how she has all that money for Dutch Bros, who knows?
Yeah,
But
I know how. Yeah, I don't want to give her. I don't want to say it, but yeah, yeah. So it was. You know, she's a good kid. It was an accident. It happened. Scary as hell as a parent to come out there and go through it. Not as scary as it is to be the child that goes through it. Because not only are you hurt, you're shooken up, right? All hell just broke loose. You flipped your car. Now you think you're in trouble,
right,
right? So not. It's two completely different scales.
yeah,
But the terror and the fear of it wasn't. And it took me a couple days, right? I texted you the next day, like, that really messed me up.
yeah.
Like, seeing her in that situation was like, oh my
for sure.
goodness.
And our kid was fine.
Right.
I mean, you hear, like, you know, reading on East County or, you know, through the news, these horrific crashes
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
involving teenagers and not teenagers, but the things that happen, like, blessed beyond belief that she's okay.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she could have easily not been, or in the other stories where they're not.
Right.
Like, that is a parent's one of their worst nightmares, right? Like,
Yes. Yeah.
and yuck, just even imagining
yeah. So,
could have been. But that is one teenage, well, I mean, I guess you always worry about your kids. Do you ever stop worrying about your kids?
no.
I don't think you do.
No. I mean, you want to call my mom? But, Mom, do you ever stop worrying about
I
me?
don't. I
would
think
say
she
no.
told me you don't stop
Yeah.
worrying about your kids. And well, I got into it with her a little bit because, okay,
Easy.
little side note. No, it's because people don't tell you. They don't tell you about how hard pregnancy is. They don't tell you about
Oh.
menopause.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
don't
yeah.
tell you, like, it's like the secret.
I think I yelled at her about this, too.
Okay, well, she most definitely did not tell me about parenting adult children. But I think her response was like, well, if we would have told you, then you wouldn't have had grandkids. And it's like, oh man,
She's
like,
not wrong. Yeah.
yeah, but you need to know about these things that are happening. But apparently not, I guess.
That's what I
Ignorance is
told
bliss.
her.
I don't think it is, but
I told her that when Matthew was leaving. And it was like official. Like, he had signed his paperwork and he was leaving, and I'm crying my face off. And I'm like talking to her, and I told her, I was like, Mom, you didn't tell me about this part. And she's like, can't. You just have to experience it. And I'm like, well, this part sucks. This is terrible idea of parenting right here. When they grow and go on their own, it is brutal. It is brutal to go through. So you have to experience it, though, you know?
I guess you do. And really, I think we have a moment in each stage of parenting that all worked out, I mean, amazingly well. Our kids are fine. But, I remember when I was having McKenna and her heart rate dropped. and I was being prepped for like an emergency C-section, just like I remember seeing the ceiling tiles, like because they were rushing my bed down the hallway so fast. And that's a scare, like you're terrified that your baby's not gonna make it. And I remember Matthew, he was little and had asthma pretty bad. And like I'd taken him in, it was our first kid, and I'm just like taking him in thinking it's a cold. And his oxygen had dropped, where they're talking about taking him by ambulance to Walnut Creek. Like, what?
Yeah.
You go through all of these things, and with each phase of parenting and life, and I don't know. It's not for the weak, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Parenting is not for the weak.
No, but I think there's also, I mean, it's so deep in the concern, right, of being a parent from birth, of, oh my gosh, there's a living human being here now that I'm 100% responsible for.
Yeah.
And feeding, changing, bathing, keeping alive,
Right.
not dropping them, like, right? Like, there's so many things that go into it. Like, it doesn't change though as they get older. There's the responsibility changes.
Yeah.
Right. So parenting there's a lot of fears that go into it, and then from my side, providing, making sure there's food on the table, right? Raising them to be independent men and women when they get out of here, and
Right.
having their own thoughts and their own morals and the things that they're going to stand on, that they believe in, right? So it's there's a lot obviously that goes into it. So,
Well, and to be the first phone call when something
yeah,
goes to shit.
right. You're also the first phone call when something goes good, right? But we're also the first phone call when they're in situations they don't know how to get out of,
Right.
or need help with some real life stuff. So I don't think it ever goes away, right? Because there's going to be moments that Matthew's going to come upon in 10 years that he hasn't experienced, where the
Yeah.
first thing he's going to do is pick up his phone and call his mom. How do you do this?
Well,
How do I
when
get
he
out of
had the
this?
flu, like,
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
super sick and you're away from home, and it's like, oh.
Mom's not bringing me nothing. How do I get through this? I don't even know what to take, right?
Right.
Because I've never had to go get stuff to take before, because
Right.
mom's always had it, right?
Don't worry, in the military, they just tell you to take Tylenol.
Take
and go to
Tylenol
bed.
for everything. Take
But-
Tylenol, lay down.
I could say some, yeah, no.
Anyway, don't divert off of our topic, please.
I know.
You've been on like 6 side quests today.
You know what?
What?
The people might like my side quests.
The people? That's how you talk to people that listen
My
to
goodness.
you? The people.
My people.
There you go. That's better. Anyway.
Well, they might agree with you.
All
and
right,
then
put
they
us
wouldn't
back
be
on
mine.
track, please. Please.
Parenting, I just, it's amazing how every step of the way of raising your kids, like, I guess there's just new fears to be uncovered.
Yeah, we haven't even gone through some yet to share.
Many.
Yeah, many fears. Many unknown fears.
Really, overall, we've been
Yeah.
insanely lucky, blessed, all of the things. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah.
our kids are good and they're here and it's okay. So I will be good with that.
It is okay. And, most of the time you get through it.
Most of the time. Well, my hope is that you always get through it.
That's the hope. You're right. Yep. 100%.
Gosh.
All right, ready to get out of here?
Yeah.
All right, we appreciate you guys. As always, please like and subscribe. Please, please, please. We appreciate you. If there's a topic you want us to discuss, obviously we don't have much off the table that we won't talk about in healthy debate and banter. Now we're going to go have lunch together.
We can definitely disagree. Well,
Really? Yeah, no, we got that nailed. Yeah, for sure. As always, we appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.